Hi, I'm Hannah Byrne-Wolfson, and this is my music teaching philosophy. Ever since I was a little kid, I knew education was important to me. I was always rushing around, curious and asking questions, trying to learn the most I could. I didn't have music class in elementary school beyond grade 1, but my parents had a rule. They didn't care what instrument I was taking lessons in, but I had to be learning at least one. Even though I didn't end up as a piano, violin, or clarinet major, this instilled in me a deep love for music overall and gave me enough theory knowledge that I felt comfortable continuing in musical settings in high school. But even in high school, there wasn't a setting like this where we're looking at education and music in tandem. And I found that putting the two together helped me learn a lot about myself and about both topics. One of the most enriching experiences of the semester for me was visiting St. George's and working with the students there. Even though it was only a short time, I found myself feeling really at home in the classroom and teaching students. This leads me to the idea of engaging with each other in musical learning. When we visited Mrs. Gordon's class, we were not only able to engage with the students and teach them through music, but we were able to collaborate with each other to create valuable activities and recognize each other's skills, talents, and hard work. One of the other experiences that was really interesting for me in terms of musical engagement was attending the extra music ed class on Friday to help one of our faculty of music members become a professor. I only knew 2 of the other attendees, and we were all at varying levels and styles of education, from first-year undergrads like myself to art diploma students to PhD candidates in multiple specialties. It was really beneficial for me to work with people who had differing levels of education and knowledge, not only because it made me a little more familiar with my options in the future, but because we were all really working together as opposed to being split up into familiar groups, and we were working with the potential professor. Everyone had something completely different to bring to the table. Musical engagement isn't just between a teacher and a classroom full of students. I got a bit more information on that from my interviewees, who all felt that they learned and taught better when they made personal connections with their educational peers and with what they were teaching or learning. This brings in the aspect of increased engagement with participatory culture. Many musicians I know got into music because of the style of music they love. We make connections with people with common interests, which means including those common interests in music curricula is absolutely vital to maintaining student population and interest. At the end of the day, I think music education engagement comes on a much broader spectrum than I had originally thought, coming from my own little world of the styles taught in public education and private lessons, which, as we've examined, is often restricted to, and in my experience was restricted to, classical, jazz, musical theater, and modern Western choral. Now, for my own education motto, I felt it worked better split into 2 components: music education and my overarching purpose of education itself. My purpose of education as I stand now is this: to build students into better people in their own way while giving them skills to succeed after they move on from the educational capacity in which they know me. My purpose of music education takes that and layers in qualities that are somewhat unique to music. My purpose of music education is to build a community of musical creators who have whatever musical knowledge they need to educate and express themselves through exploration and/or study. I feel like I've learned a great deal about myself through exploring music education, and I look forward to taking my philosophies forward and adapting them with time.